Well, good morning. Good morning, people. Another day at the combine. Nice sunny day as well. It's my birthday. Yeah, I'm 39 years old. I was 19 when I bought my first Gleaner. So it's half my life ago, you know. Just to think that it's been a longer time since I bought my first Gleaner till now than it was from when I was born to when I bought my first Gleaner. So I've been interested in combines my whole life. Well, since I was about 3, and most of that time I've owned a combine. It's crazy to think. When I was 19, I felt like I'd been alive forever. You know, I thought, what more could I know than what I know now? What little did I know, really. You know, the more you realise you don't know that much, the more intelligent you sort of become, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, this beautiful creature is going to be the topic today. Going out for lunch, for a meal for lunch. So basically, the plan of action for today is, I'm thinking it's time. It will just go through it, make a list of everything. I've got some spare parts, but I just want to show you this. I know it's not necessarily a combine, but it's this. My van was overheating, and there was bubbles coming through this little pipe This pipe comes from the radiator here, and it was pressurising the tank and overheating. And ultimately, there's no water in the oil. There's no oil in the water, but there is a little bit of black sediment, which I think is coming from the. I did have a feeling it was coming from the EGR cooler. I blocked the EGR off because it's broken. I thought, well, I'm not replacing it. It just had to be blocked off. And then it was starting to get soot in the water. So I thought I'd bypass the EGR cooler. So I actually put like a long socket in the pipe so it just goes straight through past it, because I thought the soot might have been coming from there. Didn't seem to make that much difference, but I left it as it was. And so ultimately, if there's bubbles coming through, then it probably means that there's gas escaping from the chambers into the water from the pistons, and so ultimately head gaskets on the way out. So what I thought, rather than just go headlong into a 3-day rebuild and spending money getting it all skimmed and everything, I'll just try this. I bought one bottle of it. It's about 30-40 quid a bottle. Bought one bottle of it, tried it. I washed it all out first of all with some system cleaner. I put one bottle in. It didn't seem to do anything. I thought, right, I really don't want to rebuild it at this time of year. I want to try and wait until winter. So I washed it. I cleaned it all through, and I put a load of bicarb, like cooking soda, in there. And then I washed it through again. I run it down the road, got it hot, poured it out just by the shop where I bought this from. They got a tap outside and they let me use the water. So I let it flush through and washed it again and again and kept on running it. And then eventually, once I'd done it about 5 times to get as much of the crud out as possible, obviously, because if you've got oil and grease in the water, it might impair the power of this. And then I put 2 bottles in it with a load of just clean water, and then ran it up again, and it seems to have worked. So hopefully, if I can wait until winter and do the rebuild then, because like I say, I've got a lot going on with these combines. But yeah, we'll see. If I have to rebuild it, I have to rebuild it, but I don't really want to. But there you go. Just thought I'd mention that. It seems like quite good stuff. You wouldn't think in your head it would work, but it seems to have done a good job. And like I say, if it lasts another year, or if it lasts to the end of the summer, when I've got these combines in the shed, then that's done me good, because the last thing I need is another project on the go now. But there you go. I will probably add a little bit to this later, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. All right, catch you later. He'd just been savagely attacked by a little dog, and yeah, he wouldn't leave me alone. But he's washed the combine. Look. Just needs a bit of something to bring the colour up, but yeah, loving it. Brilliant. Yeah, man. Very pleased. Yeah, I'm gonna just check through the combine today. What I want to do is get all the chains off, put them in a bucket of diesel to free them off, and try and get to there in my head today what we need for the working mechanism, make a list of stuff, what bearings. So generally speaking, any high speed bearings, so anything that runs at high speed. He's back again, look, there he is, look. The that's high speed, that's relatively high speed, obviously that's high speed, and those need doing anyway. They're a bit rough, but they're easy enough to do. So the high speed bearings are the priority. They're high speed. That'll be quite high speed. These need doing. That's relative. Anything here is relatively low speed. Anything with these sort of sprockets, and yeah. So this, I would actually tell a lie. That one, I don't think it goes as quick as a drum, but there's something catching now. I don't know what it is. I wonder. Something's catching on there. There's a drum in there. That's got to come off. I want to do them bearings if I can. Yeah. So it's a case checking all the bearings, having a look to see what chains we've got that are good, and then going from there. And then I'm back work Monday, but then Tuesday and the rest of the week I got off. So I'm gonna go up to the local bearing place and give them a load of bearings and belts and stuff that we will need. And yeah, then hopefully by the end of the week, we'll, if everything being well, by this time next week, we'll have a fully functioning, well, I wouldn't necessarily have fully functioning, but a running combine. So everything all running and that. Yeah, good. Yeah, I think we've got some slightly sort of like older chains that still work all right. And you know what, that ain't too bad. I wouldn't mind. That ain't too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I reckon if we run a, oh, I'm not showing it probably. Wire wheel over that, wire wheel on a grinder over all this, and put oil, thick grease, and that'll do that nicely. Yeah, very good. You can see the sprockets aren't even that bad, look. Lovely. You know what? Very nice. Any suggestions for anybody who know what would be the best thing to bring this paintwork up? It needs just something, I don't know, diesel, or just something that's going to keep the paint nice, keep it as it is, but brighten it up. Diesel's good, or maybe a bit of wax oil mixed with, something, maybe some really light oil, some sort that's not it's not sort of damaging to paintwork. And again, if anybody's got any sieves, please let me know. Model C sieves. One of the jobs we've got to do, one of the sort of bigger predominant jobs is that. Also, anybody got any tyres? And preferably this one. So Goodyear, preferably, but really anything will be good. So this is starting to split. So it's an 18.4, 1526, 6-ply rating. Yeah, okay. Right, work to do. Catch up with you later. Just about to take the front off because I get a bit of a clunking noise, and the drum's hitting something. I wanted to make sure it wasn't something broken, but I think for some reason the concaves, seems like the concaves like close up, and I don't know why, but I'm gonna get a torch in there and have a look and see. Yeah, bit grumbly, but yeah, it's not too bad. I don't know if it's worth changing them really, because they don't go too quick. I think they will survive. We'll do it one day, I think, but it doesn't necessarily need it today. It's a bit bent, but yeah. So worth having a look at that. I want to have a closer look at that, so I'm going to take this guard off my thing and have a look in there. Needs doing while we're here. Yeah, so I just thought I'd mention that. Anything untoward, like not making noises, I've noticed that's making noises. That needs checking, that shaft needs checking. The bearings probably need doing, but that shaft itself needs checking. This fan is making noises. Oh, it's not anymore, a bit of water in there. Thing is, with these fans, when they're going at high speed, I've known it from before working on New Hollands and cars, so New Hollands are good at it. The slightest little thing gets in there, and in the way the whole thing is just obliterated. You only need like a little tiny nut to get in there, and it'll smash the whole thing to pieces. I know we took a fan out and put it in a combine. Must have been a Dominator, I think. And there was just something slightly out of line, and we ran it up and it smashed itself to pieces, so we had to do it again. Yeah, there's something we did wrong, and I can't remember what it was. It was just something that was slightly off key. Oh, that was it. I think the shaft we put in was bent, and it was just bent enough that it threw the balance out. And when you've got something like that, although it's not heavy of itself, but when it's running at 1,000 RPM or even more, you're talking a lot of weight. Like a lot of, like, how do you call it, like the centrifugal force is quite substantial. It's wanting to shoot away from itself, and any opportunity to smash itself to bits, it'll take it. This one as well, yeah, I mentioned before, but that, I did mention it before, yeah, but that is actually tapping, so I've got to have a look at that one. Yeah, so there you go. Right, I'm ready to crack on. It's days going, rolling on. There you go, just do another bit of a catch up. That's it, that bearing was getting tight, so I've got to order a new one of them. It was binding on the shaft. Don't know how long it's been like that. This needs doing. You can hear the bearing gone. Yeah, so we've got to take that off, but the wheel's got to come off to do that. And see if there's anything else I've noticed since then. This bearing. I'll take this off. Just cutting it off now. Bit of a hole in there. I've got to sort that out. Yeah, that's alright. So yeah, that's got to come off. I want to try and get that off tonight. And I want to try and get this off tonight as well. It's all possible. But yeah, so there you go. Another catch up. It'll probably be dark by the time I do the next one, but might do just 1 or 2 more videos. And yeah, then I draw it to a close. It's gone quick today, but yeah, we've got a fair bit done. So yeah, next week got a few days off, so yeah, a few days work to do to it. Should get quite a lot of it done. Okay, see you later. Alright then, it's getting time to pack up. Just wash my hands. So yeah, Luke wanted to put it in the shed, so you know, I was going to do a little bit more, but it's getting on about 7 o'clock now in the air, so it's basically we're going to pack it away. We've got a lot done. We're going to come back Tuesday, do a little bit more to it, get a few more bearings and that, just all the stuff set out, go to the shop and order bits and collect bits, and then put back together, and we'll decide what chains we're going to put on it. We decide which chains we can reuse, which ones we need to make up, which ones little bits and pieces we need to get them in, then work out what belts we need. And well, obviously once the bearings are back on, we can do all them things and make sure everything's right. Yeah, so yeah, happy. Yeah, quite pleased with it. Have a look at we put a bit of oil on it. See the difference in the colour? We're going to probably do the whole thing like that. Yeah, we did notice there's a bit of play in this pulley here, so that we're going to decide we're going to take that off for safety's sake. There's a little bit of play in this crank, so I'm going to take this off, this pulley off, and do the best job I can of putting a fresh seal in, and then doing that up really tight with some thread lock on it, and once we've got the tail shaft back in, we weld this up. Yeah, so pretty good. Just gonna do a bit of a video of it driving back in the shed probably, and yeah, then I'll catch up with you again probably on Tuesday. Yeah, so see you again, bye.
You're right there.